All right, number 3 and last one here. So Murdaugh, and I can't believe we didn't talk about him admitting his guilt here, but Murdaugh came out, and I think it happened in September, but he admitted and got a plea bargain to plead guilty to, was it 22 financial crimes. Was it 22 or 24?
So he got a plea bargain?
Yes, he got a plea bargain, and he was charged. So just an update, right? So these are the crimes that, the white-collar crimes, the federal money crimes, all right? So Murdaugh got charged with 101 white-collar crimes having to do with money and fraud and laundering and whatever, or wire fraud.
That's a lot.
And whatever. And he got 101 whittled down to, it's either 22 or 24. I'm forgetting right now. I don't have my notes in front of me, but I think it was 22. And during sentencing, which just happened, which he was sentenced by the same judge that he had during his criminal case for his wife and son, but he gave him 27 years in prison, meaning that if he doesn't get charged, he could come out in this lifetime. Like, if he doesn't get charged for his wife's and son's murder, he could be out of prison before he died.
You mean if he doesn't
or convicted?
If he gets the
Yep.
new trial and doesn't get convicted,
Well, he already
or
got the
found
new trial.
If he doesn't get found guilty in the new trial,
Correct.
then he could get out.
Correct. Yep. Absolutely.
He could be back on the streets.
Yep. He could be. So interesting, right? I thought it was super interesting. And the judge comes out during sentencing and literally says this. It's like, you know, your attorneys have worked really hard. I've barely ever seen a situation like this where you've had so many charges and you got them whittled all the way down to 22 of them and, 27 years. You could be out in this lifetime. And then he goes on to say, that you're my last case. I essentially what he says is, I'm tired of looking at you. I've been offended at what you did, and I'm retiring in 3 days, and I'm never going to think about you again. Essentially, that's what he said.
The judge?
Yeah, obviously not those words, but yes, he chose different words and said, look, I've dealt with you for the last 2 years, and I'm retiring, so after these 3 days or whatever it was, I will never have to think about you again, and continues to explain like how he doesn't agree with his decisions. He used to see him as a legal peer, this judge is a little harsh to me. Multiple people have left comments where they're like, judges do that all the time. I'm not saying they don't, and I'm not saying it's illegal or he shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying I wouldn't have done it. It doesn't do anything to, try and stamp someone, label someone a monster. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to prison. You could give a little bit of a comment on, how you feel, whatever. But I just think that judge really doesn't like him.
Yeah.
Is super offended that he chose crime over a career path of law.
Yeah, that was a pretty, that was a deep dig, saying I'm really happy just to never have to think about you ever again.
I agree.
But I honestly, I think a lot of people feel that way about Murdaugh at this point. Why isn't he just going away?
It's too much weirdness, man. He's been involved in too much weirdness. And, a lot of people think he did pull the trigger. And for me, I don't care if he did or didn't pull the trigger. He needs to be off the street. Probably for the rest of his life, for sure.
Yep.
So.
Absolutely.
But I'm really curious what you guys think. Do you think he's all going to be able to serve this time at the 85%, which would essentially be 23 years in federal prison, the easier prison sentence? Do you think he's going to get convicted again of the murders and, he'll be in there for life? I don't know, but I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know.